Hello, everyone. Today we are doing a special Instagram Live. So many of you have been asking about healthy travel tips. You know, so many people getting sick right now. And so I am going to add in our friend Jacqueline Genova from Well and Strong. And she's going to be sharing with us some of our favorite holiday health tips to keep you healthy when you travel or when you're with your family this holiday season. So let me add her in. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Blaze. There she is.
I made it.
You made it. Oh, I'm so excited to have you on and to help us all have a healthier holiday season.
Thank you
And
so much, Ivelisse. I love the hat.
I thought, well, you know, it's Christmas. We got to make it a little festive.
I love it.
Oh, well, thank you for your time. I know this is a really busy time for you. Believe Big really appreciates all that you do for Well and Strong and for Believe Big. And so thank you for taking these few minutes to have a conversation with us. And
Absolutely. I told you I was mostly looking forward to seeing your beautiful face. So that's already, we
you
checked
are
that
so
off. So anything else
kind.
from here is good. But no, this is my first Instagram Live, actually. I feel like
Woo!
I do, Ivelisse, I have all my firsts with you. Like my first
Oh,
podcast, my first IG Lives. I love it.
that makes me so happy. That's fantastic. Well, let's get into it. For those who are going to be traveling this holiday season,
Yes.
especially those, whether you are someone just wanting to prevent getting sickness, or even those of you who have a compromised immune system, like many of our followers who have cancer. We're going to just share some of our favorites today. And so, Jacqueline, what would be your very first tip for those who are listening as far as how to stay healthy while traveling?
I compiled a list last night as I was thinking of what I wanted to say, and 15 minutes is not nearly enough time to cover everything. But I think the easiest that pretty much anyone can do that I practice every single time I get on a plane is using oregano essential oil. So pre and post flight, what I'll do is I'll boil some water. I'll put like 5 or 6 drops of oregano essential oil. It's very, very strong. So just want to preface with that. Let the water boil and just inhale the steam. And it's an incredible antimicrobial. If you are, again, I mean, it's a really strong smell, but if you're looking to keep yourself healthy, especially if you're flying, you're going to be around a lot of people. That's definitely my number one easiest hack right there. My next one, and I know this is your favorite.
Real quick, before you say your next one, is it something that they just inhale and smell, or do they drink it, or what do they do with that oregano oil?
For those who like to live on the edge, I mean, you certainly can drink essential oils. I would probably advise against it, unless you know really well like the quality of the essential oil you're consuming. But no, I mean, just inhale it. You can certainly put a few drops like on the inside of your wrist, behind your ears. I bring it on the plane with me. It's really funny. My mom sometimes has this mixture of essential oils to help ward off bed bugs. So you can also like spritz your luggage with it. And if you have a cab driver or an Uber driver, they might look at you strangely, but it's really worth it. And it does work. So again, essential oils are super powerful.
Okay, because I know people will be asking questions. So what essential oil for bed bugs? Is it the lavender?
It's lavender, eucalyptus, and tea tree. I think she wants to put like a patent on it because she's like, she always does it. It's her concoction. We'll add some orange in there, but
That's great. That's great. All right, what's your next tip?
My next tip, and this is probably your favorite one because I know we touched on this back in May, cold showers. So
not my favorite, but yes.
I know it is. I know it is. Cold showers are incredibly powerful for boosting circulation and also stimulating immunity. And I know folks out there are probably like, I can't take a cold shower. It's too much for me. I'm challenging you to slowly introduce it, right? And what I mean by that is get in the shower, 15 seconds of cold water, and then you could turn it back to hot, right? So just, again, going back and forth really boosts your immunity. It stimulates your lymphatic system, which we know is really powerful for, again, ensuring that you don't get sick. So that would be my next tip. And again, I know it's a bit challenging for some folks, but once you start to do it, like you really do feel so much better. And it's also great for jet lag too.
Okay, yeah, and I actually had Jess Kelly on the podcast talking about water recently. Yes. And one thing that really encouraged me that she said is that you can get just as many benefits, believe it or not, from cold water from the knees down. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah. So for those of you that are like me that are not fans of the cold water, it's got that Puerto Rican blood in me that likes the warmth. You try from your knees down. And I've been doing that. You know, you can fill up your tub with ice water and just put from the knee down. I can handle that. And it really helps to boost your immune system. That's a great tip.
That was a great episode. And to that point with Jess also spoke about electrolytes, right? And that is also part of my travel hacks. Electrolytes are so important for hydration, right? And so many people don't necessarily think that, you know, I mean, you don't have to go into a sauna and sweat extreme amounts or go run a marathon in order to need electrolytes. So I take a packet of Drink Element pretty much every single day. Again, especially if you're traveling, you tend to drink less water, at least I do. So ensuring that you're hydrated is very, very important, especially post-flight. So definitely include that. Again, another simple hack.
That's really good. That's really good. Okay, next one.
And then these are just ones that I do. Oh, homeopathy, one of our favorite topics. So for those of you who fly home, like me, I live in Greenville. I have about an hour-and-a-half flight home, which isn't too bad. But anytime I get on a plane, I'm always thinking, okay, how can I protect myself from the radiation? Because it does add up over time, right? So X-ray 30C is a homeopathic remedy that I've started taking, again, about 24 hours before your flight. You can also take it the day after. It's certainly great too for cancer patients who have upcoming scans. My mom takes it, you know, on a consistent basis with PET scans. Very, very important. And again, something super easy that everyone can basically take. I love Boron, Boiron. It's a great reputable brand. They've been in business for a very long time.
Yes, that's actually, I just recently found out about that as well with this latest diagnosis that when I had to do a PET scan just to make sure that it hadn't spread anywhere. And I did that. That was part of the protocol along with the glutathione cream that you put on, you know, your thyroid area and your kidney area. And it really helps to protect your body through those PET scans and any scan that you're doing. So yeah, I also am very sensitive to EMFs, and I know I've shared this before, but a really great company that you can look at is Lamb's Clothing. And I wear their t-shirts, and it actually is the material that astronauts use to protect themselves from radiation when they go out into space. And so
I'm writing that one down.
Yeah, Lamb's Clothing. And we don't get anything from them, but I just wanted to say that they are really soft. They're comfortable. They have all kinds of, I have a hoodie now that a little zip up, because sometimes if you're in an enclosed area, also the Wi-Fi is even that much stronger. So I put my little hood up and it keeps me warm and protected on flight. So EMF is real and radiation is real. So that's one of my favorites to do. Oh
my gosh, I'm so excited. My mom the other day, she's like, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, I don't really need anything. Now I have an idea for her.
There you go. There you go.
Also too, and then on the topic of radiation, certainly like detox baths are great. Again, you don't have to necessarily be going through, you know, scans or whatnot, but just after a flight, I like to combine Epsom salt with baking soda. You could also use like bentonite magnetic clay to really, again, draw out like radioactive substances, and just, again, it adds up over time. You do have to be careful though that you don't stay in it too long, because it can dehydrate you. To the point of, again, supplementing with electrolytes, certainly before that is really important. But another great hack post-flight. What else do we have, Ivelisse?
Well, you mentioned water in the LMNT, but another thing that Jimmy and I do, you know, we have great water bottles at Believe Big that have our logo. But one thing that I found is that when I travel, I didn't want to be using plastic bottles from the hotels or, you know, on the planes, and the quality of the water or whatever ice is on that plane. So Dr. Haley shared with us about the clearly filtered water bottles. And I know you use them too.
Yes.
And it's great because no matter what sink you open this up, it has an incredible filter in there. I just take it through security empty, and then I fill it up, and then you stay hydrated and you don't have to worry about the quality of your water. unlike some other ones that I've had in the past, like when I went on mission trips and you're trying to suck through the straw and it was such work and it hurt your cheeks, these do not.
Yeah.
It is easy to drink. It's filtered clean water, and you have water wherever you go to stay hydrated on the plane. So that was back with your...
We're twins. I do the same exact thing. That bottle has been my saving grace, especially when I went out west hiking. I mean, obviously you don't want to, I refuse kind of to drink from plastic bottles. So I'm the type of person I'll go buy like Aquapana glass bottles if I had to, but that bottle has definitely been a lifesaver for sure. And the filters last pretty long too.
Yes, they do. They really do.
Yeah.
What other things do you do?
Ooh, so going back to immune boosting. So a lot of folks too are like, all right, like what supplements should I be taking? So I'm a believer that most of your nutrients should be from food, right? But due to compromised soil quality and whatnot, we don't necessarily get everything that we need. So with that, I would probably say like my top 3 immune boosting supplements would be liposomal vitamin C, because again,
and say why liposomal vitamin C, because a lot of people may not know the difference.
Yeah, so it basically helps to increase the bioavailability of the vitamin C to you. So it's 10 times more effective and more powerful. I use vitamin C from Live On Labs, and it doesn't necessarily taste too great. It's like goo essentially from packets, but whenever I'm feeling a cold coming on, or again, if I know I'm around someone who's sick or I'm traveling, I'll probably just down 2 of those. You take it like a little shot. But that definitely has been a game changer. Magnesium is huge when you're traveling. So a lot of folks tend to get constipated when they're traveling. And magnesium is one of the best things you could take to keep things moving. So I definitely recommend folks bring magnesium. And then my third one would probably be any type of combination of mushroom supplements. So mushrooms are so powerful for immunity. Ivelisse, you know so much about this too, but again, I'm not necessarily like married to one of them. They're all great. Reishi, cordyceps, rhodiola, maitake, or not really rhodiola, maitake. They're all so great. And again, I mean, you could just take them. They have like capsules that are combined. They have them individually. So huge advocate of mushrooms there. Again, just for ensuring your immune system is where it needs to be.
Yes, and talking about, and this is one of my favorites, and Jimmy and I do not travel without it, and it's Host Defense, and it's the Myco Shield by My Community. I met the founder of it at a conference, and he said that yes, you can take the capsules and things like that, but having it in a spray bottle, and it goes through security. It's only a 1 ounce bottle. It's always in our travel bag, or when you see people around you that are not feeling well, or at conferences, you're shaking hands, and you're being with people, or you're traveling. You can just spray it in your mouth, and they have all different flavors. This is Jimmy's favorite, peppermint. I have cinnamon, but
I love that.
It's fantastic. And he said it's so much stronger than and works so much faster than if you swallow the pills and have to go through the digesting process and everything. So this is super easy. It's organic, and just always has been in our travel bag. So I love that you said about the mushrooms. The other 2 that are always in my travel bag, because you just never know, is from Uriel Pharmacy. They have this purple coneflower spray, and it's echinacea. That's what purple coneflower is. And it is fantastic. My kids swear by it. Anytime you have like a sore throat, instantly spray it right on the throat. And it not only soothes the throat, but it heals it amazingly. The next day, my kids are like, oh my gosh, my throat is like so much better. So this is like a game changer from Uriel Pharmacy. And then the other one for stress, because when you're under stress, of course, your immune system is weakened. And so I love their Arum Lavender Rose Cream. And that I just rub a little bit over my heart, and it just helps to calm me when I'm traveling or going through those stressful situations. So those 2 homeopathic remedies from Uriel are my favorites. And one more before I ask you for your final one before we close out.
I love this. I'm taking notes as you're going through these.
One thing that I always travel with, because it's really compact, is this Air Angel. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it comes in a small little travel bag. And so I take this with me wherever I go, because not just for sanitizing the hotel room or whatever room I'm staying in. I'm very sensitive to smells, and a lot of hotels don't have windows you can open to clear out the chemicals from the cleaning agents that they use. And so within an hour, it's like a hospital grade. It will sanitize surfaces, the air, and so gets rid of all the bacteria and germs that are in that room. So really, really nice to have, especially in the winter season. I
love that.
And when you're traveling.
Wow.
All right.
Incredible.
Let me give you the last little drum roll for your last tip.
This one is relatively new. So obviously washing our hands is so important, right? But we don't necessarily want to use like the alcohol laden hand sanitizers out there because they're really not great. So last night I was like, I wonder if you could make your own hand sanitizer. And since we were chatting about essential oils, I literally Googled how to make your own hand sanitizer with essential oils. And I found a recipe that I did make, and I think it works, at least like consistency wise. And it's basically Castile liquid soap, almond oil, tea tree essential oil, and eucalyptus essential oil. And
that must smell so good.
Yeah, and again, I was so surprised that again, texture-wise, we can include like actual like measurements and like, I don't know, our story or an article, but again, something you can do at home. It's really effective. It's not toxic. And after you go through your security and, everything you have to do at the airport, just put a few pumps on your hand and you're good to go.
That's great. Can you put, because we're going to put this reel on our Instagram page, and we'll tag you on that as well. Can you add the little recipe?
Definitely.
For that? And we'll also put links in for the things that we've mentioned. So in case someone was driving in the car or they weren't able to write it down, we can put the links in as well. So that way you can take advantage of it. I just wanted to thank all of you for taking the time to listen today. And before we close out, we're talking about holiday health, and just a reminder that there are so many people that are out there that are struggling this season. And your contributions to Believe Big of any size will help them through their toughest illness of their life. And so I would just send a little love to someone else this holiday season if you're able. And you can easily do that by helping us to help more patients this coming year. And you just simply text the word Believe Big to 53555. Or you can just go right on our website to believebig.org/donate and just make someone's holiday a little brighter this year. And so thank you guys again for joining us. We hope that these tips were helpful for you as you go on your holiday travels, and we wish you all of God's best. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ivelisse. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Jacqueline, for joining us.
Always.